Ladies and gentlemen, it's time. It's Thursday. It's Korner Booth pregame.
Hey, is this thing on? Hello, testing.
No debate, cause they sold. I'm too official, got the drip, I got the sauce. Bring the proof when it's time to tell the truth. I'll be at the corner booth, find me in the corner booth, yeah. Still standing and defiant. Slay the competition, cause I'm walking like a giant.
What's up, Twitter world? There's my little OJ.
He's got an autographed OJ photo.
Has anybody heard the story about the Glizzy guy?
He fits today's generation.
Oh yeah, speaking of lady basketball players, Lola Bunny, bonkable. Yes or no?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in Korner Booth Podcast. It is episode 330, actually. Wow, 330 episodes. I'm old. Anyway, had a good day of golfing with the old man for his belated birthday gift. We got game 4, I believe, between Minnesota and Golden State tonight, as well as game 4 between New York and Boston, I believe. So it should be a fun evening there. We have a UFL summary of this wild weekend, which I believe a certain handsome host went undefeated. So 4-0. I got greedy though and tried to do spreads and lost 2 out of 2 of 2. So hit money lines though. So I was like, I get greedy, I swear. Great show today though. I'm very excited. So joining me now, looking fresh to death in an A's jersey, ladies and gentlemen, my producer, Nate Nguyen. What's up, buddy?
Hi, boss. Happy Monday to you. Thank you, by the way, for the compliment. I appreciate it. Yeah, I felt like, doing a little baseball look today. I know my boys didn't do so well this past weekend, but I'm so proud of them. They're over 500, so that's all I can ask for. So,
I mean, listen, you guys are playing great. I think you have a better record than us right now, and I hate your announcer still. I just finally found the clip of her saying it's not your day to Jose Siri, and then Jose Siri hitting a ball to the moon.
Yeah, she's trying. That's all we can ask for. I like the other guy, Chris Carre. He's a young, energetic voice. I like him. I love him for sure.
I'm actually looking forward to playing you guys. I really hope I can get the backdoor version of y'all audio for some of the games. I want to hear how bad it actually is.
Suarez sends a long one. Deep to left.
Good morning, or something stupid. But who's not stupid? A very happy Knicks fan today, ladies and gentlemen. My co-host, Knicks in 5, Mr. Matt Ordazzo.
I mean, it's we got to keep extending it now. Celtics got a game; they got some momentum. I don't know, man. They're up 2-0. Everything was just a must-win game. It felt like, and then they give up that loss. It just feels like momentum's shifting and the inevitable is happening. But I'm trying not to be a Debbie Downer Knicks fan. I'm trying not to have my inner Jets come out with this team. So Knicks in 5. Just win tonight, please.
Hell yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I want the Knicks to win. They're fun for basketball. And Colin Cowherd rarely has moments where I agree with him, but yeah. He was on point today. He goes, when you think about like the great players, you can see LeBron's game. You can see Jordan, Magic. Hell, there are some guys in the league right now I can think of when I think of Giannis. You know exactly what his first move is. Gets by, 2 steps, long, lean, dunk to the rack. James Harden, step back. Russ, him dunking on somebody and absolutely losing his absolute shit. You can even think of Ant. Either him doing some kind of crazy step back 3 or 2-hand dunking on somebody. Come on, he's got about 5 or 6 amazing posters. But with Jason Tatum, let me be honest with you. What do you think of with Jason Tatum? What is his signature move? What is his signature moment? Oh, him ripping off somebody's celebration? I guess that's the only thing that comes to me. So, to me, it's kind of possible. Yeah. Or what was it? They never wrote back. Who else? He quoted Curry, and
Kanye.
He quoted Kanye, and he tried to mimic KG and mimic Kobe.
Yeah. Hey, big day for the NBA today, by the way. The draft lottery is in about half an hour, so I'll keep you updated, boss, on everything.
I don't think we have a first-round pick this year, so yeah, whatever.
The race.
This is the last year of the Gobert trade.
Oh, thank God for you guys, huh?
Well, we were
We
able
don't have-
to kind of forego it for the whole Dillingham thing last year. So who's going to play probably next year when Mike Conley's old butt retires?
I hope so. Yeah, because you mentioned him a few times throughout the season. He didn't play much this year, but and obviously it's
the
because
problem is DiVincenzo.
yeah.
That's who took most of his minutes. I mean, listen, Terrence Shannon Jr., I said during the draft, after the draft show, was like, he's good. I watched him in Illinois. He's pretty good. He gets some minutes. Luka Garza has been kind of a nice surprise for us. But yeah, no, I'm very excited for all the other teams to get somebody fun. I would like to see who's the it's we all know it's Cooper Flagg, but Nate, who are like the other? I know Ace Bailey's another one out of Rutgers. And then there's one more out of Rutgers that was really good, even though they were a terrible basketball team, which cracks me up.
Yeah, there's another one. It was Harper. Harper's.
Yeah. So my cousin, I've talked about him before. He's 16 now, or he's gonna be 16. He's like this incredible AAU basketball player level athlete. He plays basketball and baseball. He made his dad take him to a Rutgers game. They're down in Jersey, so it was not a little drive. Just to see these two dudes play. I'm like, hey, Rutgers, like booty, like aren't they terrible? But
Two stars on a bad team.
For NBA players. You know what actually is pretty good? I'm drinking an Olipop. No, this is a no plug here, but the strawberry vanilla, not bad. Wanted to mix in something that wasn't beer.
Crystal Geyser.
I've got some filtered tap water in here.
Nice.
That's right, Matt. Me and you, Matt.
I went to the course today, so first liquid on my body besides I kind of tweaked my back a little bit trying to like swing. It kind of felt weird. So I figured it out though. My lower back issues are from a tight glute, a tight hamstring, and a tight lower back, which I'm working on trying to do stretching, heating. I had a serious heart attack almost just now. I thought I had herniated disc or something like that. I was freaking out before. It was a stressful afternoon, but we're good. It's just a muscle issue. Because I was like, ain't no way a muscle issue is gonna like resolve when I take a hot shower. So, or a nerve issue. So,
you sure you don't want to go to the IL?
No, I gotta play baseball.
All right.
I got practice tomorrow, and I got BP on Thursday, and I got game Sunday. You know what was fun though this weekend, boys? UFL was fun. Maddie, I do believe I went clean sweep this weekend.
Oh, you did. I know. You did. And the updated standings are Jared went a perfect. Why didn't it save? Jared went a perfect 4 for 4 on the week. So Jared improves to 21-7. I went 3 for 1 on the week, so I improved to 19-9. And Nate went 3-1 on the week, and he is now 18-10. So Jared is still the lone number one guy at 21-7.
You know how much it's gonna take for you to choke, boss?
One bad week.
Yeah, so don't have one. Literally, I've lost all hope.
Nate, it literally takes 2 good weeks for you. You have 4 weeks left.
Well,
3 weeks
maybe
left.
if the freaking Renegades, I don't know.
How about you stop picking them? I've warned you 4 times.
Who did they play again? They play. I wrote down the scores.
They played the Panthers.
They play next week.
They lost on the extra point conversion or whatever. Right?
I know
Yeah.
to Perkins and the Panthers, but I was like,
Yeah.
their offense is so inconsistent all of a sudden. So,
Which doesn't make any sense because Luis Perez has been the best quarterback in that whole league for like the last 3 to 4 years going back to XFL.
Oh, sweet lordy. The Friday game this week, 1-6 Showboats versus the 1-6 Brahmas. The meme bowl is alive and well, boys.
Do we have to pick that game? We should We should all just pick the
guys,
underdog.
we can bring back the running joke. Things I'd rather do than watch this game.
Number one.
Watch it be the best game of the week.
Yeah,
number one.
Oh,
watch
no. Stallions Battlehawks Saturday at 1 is going to be crazy.
I thought you guys were always a Sunday game.
So it says Saturday at 1 here on.
No, I was saying I thought usually you guys are always like the Sunday game, like the last game.
or Friday, but yeah. So we're Saturday at 1, and then Panthers Roughnecks apparently Saturday. Why are there 2 games at the same time? That's kind of stupid. It says they're both on Fox. I feel like that's a schedule.
Is there a bye week?
No, there's no bye weeks. I think ESPN app effed up, but
because there's no. Oh, there we go. Sunday had to go down a little more.
then
Defenders and
Defender
Renegades.
and Renegades is at noon.
12 noon.
Obviously, we'll pick those on Thursday. But oh my God, the meme, Nate. When we pick this for Thursday, we're gonna put it as the meme bowl, and then we're gonna spark our time and tested and true series things I'd rather do than watch this.
Number one.
Go on a date with Kevin's mom. Yep, that was a legit joke that Ryan McCarthy made on this show. Had us all falling over our chairs laughing. It would have been funnier if Kevin was on the show, but he was off that episode. So
I gotta ask him about that. I never really understood that joke. I'm very slow.
Next time Kev comes on, I'll have him explain it to you why. The fact that I made in his wedding video, in the dressing room while all getting ready, I made a mom joke and we all started dying. That should tell you something about the culture. Anyway,
I'm assuming she did not make the invite list.
No comment.
Nate's head's like spinning right now. What's going on?
Yeah. All right. So we'll talk about the UFL games quick. So obviously the Friday game, which was the Friday game. Yeah, Friday game was Defenders and Brahmas. What's crazy is the Brahmas gave Maddie's Defenders a kind of a run a little bit. I kept checking the score. We were watching Cleveland versus Indiana, and I'm like, Maddie, I thought I was like, for the third straight damn week, his Brahmas are gonna get me murdered.
Yeah, this game freaked me out because I'm watching. I'm like, oh, we're down at half, I'm pretty sure. And then it's like, oh, we're barely ahead. He goes for the 2-pointer to make it an 8-point game. And I'm like, I don't know. I think I would have went for the 3 to shut it out. But they held on. But crazy thing about it was that, I know they won by 8, but this was a close game the entire time. It wasn't until the very end when the defenders pulled away. But Teamo had the best game of his, I would say, the season. 19 to 24, 278 yards, 3 touchdowns. This is probably the best performance he's had, completion percentage wise and statistics this whole year. And we almost lost to the 1-6 Brahmas. That was bad. Thank gosh for that defense getting that strip sack fumble. Yeah, dude, I wasn't really sure how I was going to face this Monday show if we did not come out with that victory. But hey, it was a close game. Shouldn't have been, but win's a win.
Level rant I would have gone on about how the Defenders are literally conspiracy theory on how to screw me every time I pick that team. Either I pick them to lose or win. It does not matter. They'll do the opposite. Oh my God. This is like, okay. So I have a funny story for you guys. So back when the picks competition started, before the 6-pack was born, me and my co-host Mark used to pick every single NFL game and some of the big college games. It'd be like a 30-pick segment. And, we had this running gag in 2018 because the Eagles were a couple games out of the playoff hunt, but the Panthers weren't. So the Panthers were in. They were like the last spot. So me and Mark kept picking the Panthers on purpose because every time we picked them, they'd lose. They lost 7 straight or something like that.
That sounds like when we were doing the 6-pack challenge last year and I kept picking every team against FSU for my upset. And I hit on like 2 or 3 in a row. I remember Memphis.
That's right. Yeah.
That was really what
bad last year.
That was really what put me ahead, is because I just kept picking against FSU. They were always like the favorites by like 6 or 7.5. And I'm like, not today.
They were not today, Satan. No, they were so bad last year. The Seminoles. Oh, I know Jared was happy. Oh,
I have to add FSU to that list of colleges where my team should never pick a quarterback from again, because they ruined Jordan Travis. He didn't even take the field.
Ukuleles with the Chargers.
Yeah,
remember when Sweetie was like in the plane with him? He was like, "That's where you're gonna playing football for the next 4 years." When he was pointing to the Clemson Stadium, man, crazy how times change.
Sweet.
Oh shoot! Whatever happened to JT Daniels? That's I'm sorry, I don't want to go too off topic, but what happened to JT?
I think he's on his 8th college team in 8 years or something like that. He's on his Cam McCormick tour.
At least McCormick did something. That's what I thought too. At least McCormick did something in life.
Yeah.
It's McCormick.
Gave me a death stare when I accidentally yelled at him at the Boston College Miami game 2 years ago. He dropped a out route, and the closest defender was probably closer to me than it was to him, and I was in the opposite end zone. And he probably could have been running for days. Like they had no coverage on this backside. It was an easy first down, and it hit him square in the hands. And I yelled at him, and then he looked directly at me. I was like, McCormick, you suck. I yelled 8-4, you suck, or whatever the hell it was. I was like, I'm such a jackass. And then I realized, I'm like, oh my God, there's only 2 Miami fans in this section. They're me and my buddy.
Nice.
Whoops.
Way to go.
He's still a free agent, and for the NFL has not been signed or anything.
I have a feeling it won't happen, but I hope he has a very successful post-football career.
Yeah.
If he gets signed to someplace, great, man. He's a hell of a blocker, and he can catch the ball now.
Tennessee. Pair them up together. Hey, by the way, your boys have looked great so far in camp. Ward
Yeah,
and Strep.
I'm pretty proud of X and Cam. They look great. Also, all the people like, oh, Xavier Shepard at 4.84. I'm like, dude, he probably legit was like running injured, and he just tried to see if he could beat it.
He's a good route runner. Good
Dude,
feet.
he's gonna break some dude's ankles. He never was gonna be that guy who could just blow past the defender. He's just
Technical.
he's technically shifty.
You know who else is getting some attention, some positive attention in camp? That's Jackson Dart.
Oh yeah,
Yes,
did a
sir.
little ball flip and then flicked it, and it looked
That's my
amazing.
guy. That's my guy. Man, I
Can I
love it
get
from
this
the
on
start.
recording? Nate saying that's my guy about Jackson Dart. Can I get this for posterity? Not
On my
after
show.
I've had to literally protect him against you for months.
I know. I'm sorry. You're right. You're right, boss. I apologize.
Oh, it's okay. I was out, I believe it was Friday, with our boy Dom. He says hi, by the way, guys. I was telling, he's a Giants fan. You know, he was getting all hype about Jackson Dart. I told him how basically I was like, yeah, I went by the time the draft started, I had him as my number 2 quarterback on my draft board. Because I, you know me, I'm a Shedeur Sanders basher till the day I go on the ground. So, I do respect how Shedeur's handled camp so far. So I will give him credit for that. It probably looks good. Great. Good for him. Keep grinding, brother. Prove me wrong. Listen, I'm the first person to eat my words if I'm proven wrong. Justin Jefferson is living proof of that. I said he's going to be an average route runner. I was wrong. That was my big. Listen, I've had one big miss, and that was Justin Jefferson.
Swing and a miss.
I generally don't miss on big name players. I usually miss on middle tier guys, but I missed on Justin Jefferson. I will fully admit it. But
What was your biggest correct? Sorry, I can't think of the word. What's your biggest make? I
some of my
guess?
hits.
Yeah.
My base was Dak Prescott. Say what you want about him. He's had a great career. And I said this was in college. I was like, this kid's gonna be the best quarterback in this draft class. I mean, you can give an argument for Goff, but you know. I'm trying to think of some other good ones I had. I have to go back. Matt's been here for a couple of them. Usually I get the wrongs more than I get the rights. So I can tell when somebody's gonna be a bust. Trying to think and go back. I knew Kadarius Toney was gonna be a waste of space. I said that Devontae Smith was gonna have a better career than Jalen Waddle. I got hell for that one. Trying to think who else I got right. I said, Justin Herbert. I was banging the drum for Herbert about having a better career than Tua. As much as I crap on him for choking in the playoffs, at least he makes it to the playoffs. So, there's that. His performance there is notwithstanding, but I said this in the 2020 draft show. I was like, there is no reason why the Dolphins should not take Justin Herbert over Tua Tagovailoa. Tua is a great quarterback, but as a great college quarterback, but Justin Herbert is a great college quarterback with NFL talent, and I stand by my statement. My favorite one of all time, Trevor Lawrence was never going to be more than just an average NFL quarterback, and I stand by that statement. We're living off of his college hype still.
He's been average. His
Yep,
record
he has
says.
not progressed since his freshman year of college. I live off that statement. Oh, AJ Brown, that was my big hit. He's in the him and Metcalf were in the 2019 draft. I said those were my two big hits at receiver. I said they were the two top guys off my board. I thought somebody should go get them. I also thought Hakeem Butler would go there. Now he's just tearing it up for my my Battlehawks. But I was like, why the hell is N'Keal Harry getting any love? Like, he's not an impressive player. I said Metcalf does everything better than you at everything physical. Oh my God, he can't run a sail route. Who cares? You have a guy who's 6'3" running a sail route. You're a moron. And I thought AJ Brown's the most complete receiver in that draft. So those are my two hits, my two big ones I remember. Oh, and Miles Sanders, at least in his Philadelphia years, I hit on too.
I was big on.
When I was really big on.
I was big on like Jaden Daniels, obviously being an LSU fan, and that panned out so far. But I was big on DK Metcalf, and he was slipped into the second round, and I was like praying the Jets were going to get him at some point. That didn't happen.
I was on BTJ last year. People were kind of sliding on him, and I said like Ryan Thomas Jr. is going to have a good career. Like, listen, 6'3", runs a sub 4.4, played in LSU with that system. He's going to be getting open a lot.
Two quarterbacks I missed on. I said Josh Rosen was going to be better than because the Jets were looking at like either Mayfield or Darnold, and I was like, I think Josh Rosen's going to be better.
Woo!
That was wrong, way wrong. And then another one, in that same class, I also said that I didn't think Josh Allen was going to pan well in the NFL. He's just wildly inaccurate in college, and I didn't think he was going to translate well, especially in Buffalo, where at that point in time, like they just were not a good and established organization. And obviously, you know, McDermott and Billy Bean and everybody turned that around, and Brian Dable fixed Josh Allen, but I was way wrong about Allen.
I wasn't sold on Darnold. I was never sold on Rosen. I honestly, that 2018 draft class for quarterback was like was my masterpiece, because I said my three favorite quarterbacks in that class were Baker, Josh Allen, and Lamar. Everyone else in that class kind of gave me the heebie-jeebies. So I was like, I don't see what everyone sees in Josh Rosen. He looks like a dollar. I think what I wrote was he looks like a Dollar Tree. I was still selling insurance. I wasn't even doing sports coverage yet. But I remember in my head, I'm like, he looks like a Dollar Tree Jared Goff. And I'm talking Rams Jared Goff, not Lions Jared Goff. So I was like, why are people getting angry about this? And then Sam Darnold, I'm like, yeah, he's got all the physical tools, but there's just something off about him.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of Sam, so I was right on Sam, but I was big on like Baker, Rosen, and Lamar. So I
was sold on Baker. I'm like, this kid is going to be a great spread quarterback. You can line him up. He's a tough dude. He adjusts to systems well. He's a gamer. Lamar, I thought was going to be great if he went to the right system. Baltimore, perfect place for him. And then the other one, Josh Allen, I thought was going to be great because I'm like, I was still coming off the whole Carson Wentz era, so I was a big believer in small school quarterbacks with big arms, mobility, and not a lot of fear. Allen hit, Wentz missed, but you know.
Baker was supposed to be a Jet. Freaking Browns. Brown, man. They got the right guy and they still ruined it.
Well, yeah, no, that's just Kevin Stefanski's ego. This is why me and Kelsey have been standing on business that the Browns have the worst head coach in there, one of the worst head coaches in the league. Kevin Stefanski's a moron. Statistically and personnel-wise, he's a moron. God bless Andrew Berry. He's going to literally have his work cut out for him. Because, like, them cutting Baker loose was the NFL. It was basically them signing their own death warrant on their like the solid team they're building.
And now here they are with the what was it, like the 2022 first round quarterback on their roster, and then they go and take two guys in this draft, and they got Flacco. So now they got two rookies, one guy in his third year in the NFL on that team, and Sean Watson's not playing. Joe Flacco is just ancient. We're doing Gabriel.
They were talking about this. They're not going to. I think it was. I can't remember who it was. I think it might have been. Maybe it was Schrags. Somebody's talking about they're not going to keep all four. They're talking about they're going to be moving Pickett or Flacco in a couple of months.
I think they wind up.
They're not going to practice squad Gabriel or Shador.
No, I think because then somebody's going to just pick him right up. So I think they wind up getting rid of either. I think it's going to be either Pickett or Flacco. I don't know. I can see
I think they
Flacco
keep
staying for the
Pickett
veteran
because-
presence.
I think Pickett, because he does he was part of Kellen Moore's system. When he was in Philadelphia, didn't lose that much. And honestly, he was the third best quarterback on that roster. There's a reason Philadelphia traded him for a bag of peanuts. But also, yes, the only person I've ever seen throw a pass to himself or try to do an off the heezy to himself in football. You know the best
But
part
at
is
least he threw a Super Bowl pass, right, boss?
he had busted ribs and outdueled Jaden Daniels. It was a drop by Devontae Smith that cost him that game. He catches that ball and walks into the end zone. Philadelphia wins out their entire season. Maybe one of the greatest win streaks of all time because they will probably win that. They still win against the Giants in Dallas with Tanner McKee because Tanner McKee, I swear, will probably be a starting quarterback at somebody's team next year. Matt, you want Tanner McKee? He'd be pretty good in New York, man.
I know what Matt wants. Garrett
Marchman.
Nussmeier. Oh,
That I guess if I have to, if he can get to the playoffs, I'll think about it.
Yeah,
go Tigers, right, Matt?
Here's the thing, Matty. I'm telling you right now, everyone's down. I'm like, I watched this kid dice the Dallas defense at full go and then dice the Giants, at least for the first half at full go. I was like, oh, this dude can sling. All right. He was torching the Dallas defense. I'm just like, oh, I did not know you had game like that, sir. I thought all Stanford quarterbacks were squares. No, you got some swagger.
I'm gonna just hope that Justin Fields has some sort of career year, and
I would love for Justin Fields to revive it with what's it called, with the Jets. I would love to see that. I really would, because you know what? He got a raw deal everywhere he's gone. He's gotten a raw deal, and it kind of sucks, man.
Yeah, I mean, he ran for his life in Chicago. He went 4-2 with the Steelers, and they benched him for Russ because apparently they didn't want to pay. I think there's some sort of incentive with they would have had to either pay him more or something would have went to Chicago if he played more than he did. So they put Russ Wilson in for the rest of the year. So he had a raw deal. I hope he. I mean, hey, we got a solid offensive line right now, so hopefully he's a good with a little bit of time in the pocket. Maybe he can improve his passing. Not counting on it. I'm just banking on we're gonna have the best rushing offense in the league, and that's about it. But yeah, maybe if not him, maybe there's something with Brady Cook from Mizzou. Probably not. Maybe. Probably not.
Hey, he was my all-team quarterback. He was terrible.
No. My worst quarterback in the draft was like what's the kid out of Tulane? Tulane. I don't know, one of the teams, one of the like the FCS or mid-major like group of 5 teams. I can't remember. We gotta get back to UFL. Moving on. Panthers Renegades. We already kind of talked about this a little bit. Really epic last-minute drive by the Panthers and Perkins to get down there. Little punch-and score for the 1-point conversion to end it. Renegades are now 3-5, I believe, after starting off, 3-0 or 3-1 or 3-4. They start off 3-1 and now they're 3-4. Oh, not fun. Stallions and Roughnecks. This game gave me a stroke. I was hanging out with my buddies. I looked down at my phone, and I'm like, that's not supposed to be there. What is this? And then I check back like an hour later, and they're up, and I'm like, oh, never mind. We're good.
All good in the hood.
Yeah, why do I feel like the Stallions have come back down to earth? They're not unbeatable anymore, but they're still better than half the teams in this league.
I mean, shout out to the Stallions for being on their like 3rd or 4th quarterback, and they're 5-2.
They're still cooking along, man.
Pun intended. They got Cookus playing.
There you go. Nate, also my condolences to your running back for being out for the year. If you're still aligning with the Renegades,
he doesn't know what he's doing.
Kalen Balaj is out for the season, so
I don't care.
You got to pick a team, brother. It doesn't have to be the Renegades. You could be the Roughnecks, the Battlehawks.
I'm gonna wait till whoever wins the chip, and then I'll pick a team.
And then you're gonna jinx them for the rest of the UFL's existence.
That's
so
fine.
You pick a team in the beginning.
What a guy.
Well, I did, and look what happened. Immediately out the womb, they lost to the Renegades or whatever.
So Nate's pretty much going to choose between my team, your team, and the Stallions, all the 5-2 teams at the end of the year.
Nate, you got that sound still?
Oh yes, I do.
Just don't play it too much. We won't get copyright strike.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, no. And then lastly, also by the way, shout out to the Roughnecks for just playing scrappy football. I love it. They're a very entertaining team to watch. And my Battlehawks literally found new ways to make me want to rip my own hair out, but they end up surviving and winning. Also, you cannot stop Hot Rod Blankenship. We have the best kicker in the damn league.
Is he 16 for 16?
He's hot and fire.
He's going to the NFL this year.
Wait, but there's a reason why he was cut, wasn't he?
Yeah, he missed like 2 game-winning kicks for the Colts or something like that.
He was really good his rookie year or his first year or two, and then his last year or so he wasn't very good, and they nobody wanted him. But him right now is on fire, and there's many teams that could use a kicker right now. Hence the Jets, who had the worst kicking, and Giants. Actually, both New Jersey, New York teams.
I don't know what that's like, man. We've had an automatic kicker since 2017, man.
I know it feels like. I do know the feeling. I want it back. I had Nick Folk for like.
Oh, Nick Folk.
Nick Folk was the most clutch kicker I could remember the Jets having for that 7-year
stretch.
Man.
Do you remember clutch like Rob Baronis?
Yeah.
And like we can go back and just name random kickers like David Akers was a dime piece. He could just nail anything. So yeah, 3 ball. Got it.
Akers was
Akers was sniper. Mike Vanderjack on the Colts for a little while.
Prime Matt Prater.
Matt Prater, I'd pray to you, pal.
I'll never forget 2017. From 61 yards out, it's good. Jake Elliott beats the Giants.
And that's when it all went downhill.
Yeah. Rookie year, by the way, for him. So it's a hell of a kick.
Yeah, undrafted rookie in his second game. Wild.
We were blessed. Nate probably remembers some of it, but we were blessed to see the prime of Adam Vinatieri as well.
Oh my God, the Golden Pony.
Indeed.
We also got to see Sebastian Janikowski.
Oh yeah.
How come it's always with the ski? Janikowski, Goskowski.
Hey, listen, the Polacks rule football, okay?
I was going to say Goskowski too.
It's for me.
It was very short-lived, but Steven Hauschka.
Yeah.
Oh,
Steven Goskowski.
Yep.
That was
okay. Dude, my favorite. If you ever want to look up greats, just look at any story about Janikowski. Dude would be like slamming beers and cigarettes, come out and nail a 60-yarder and walk back to the bench. I think he was the only quarterback kicker ever to have a first-round pick used on them.
He was the definition of hold my beer.
Yeah, dude was literally a Polish goon who just step up, nail a howitzer shot through the uprights, go back to ripping a cigarette. Al Davis let him do it. Well, Boo keeps coming back, guys. I don't have to tell you. Yeah, she's hanging around. As long as she stays on the bottom shelf, we're good. All right. That's our UFL update. Your boy is 2 games in the lead. Doing a little Travis Hunter impression. And we will see what happens next week. Obviously, with a lot of big games, so I could fall back into second place again. All depends on how ballsy Matt's feeling about picking against the spread and against his teams. Nate, don't give up hope, my friend. I did see though the new new era caps for the UFL. Battlehawk was clean. Just a nice, simple new era fitted with the sword and the wings. It's clean. All right. So, less entertaining news. Derek Carr has retired, and I actually want to give a little him his flowers. Raiders Derek Carr was unbelievable. I blame 3 people for his injury. Jack Del Rio for being a dummy and keeping him in when they were in the playoffs. They couldn't really advance any farther. John Gruden for ruining his career in Oakland and Las Vegas. And I blame the Saints for signing him. He could have gone to any other team or trading for him, whatever. His career went so off the rails so hard. I don't blame AB. I don't blame Amari Cooper. I blame John Gruden. I blame whoever the schmuck was that traded Amari Cooper because that was his boy. You know what? Like the Raiders had their franchise guy and they found a way to Raider it. And it sucks. I feel bad. He honestly was on tap to have a great career. I was a staunch Derek Carr defender for years. Then he goes to the Saints. And dude, this year he was on fire to start the season. Remember when they beat the Cowboys by 40?
Yeah, they were started off like 2 or 3-0, and they were just the most electric.
And then they played us.
Yeah, you guys ruined them.
We kind of do that to teams where we just suck the life out of your defense and your offense. Oh,
he was so much fun to watch with the Raiders.
Oh.
And he was just even towards the end of his career there, even with Gruden, like he consistently had that team at least 6-3 through the first like half of the season. And it was just, they usually would just torpedo at the end, but he kept them competitive and he was a lot better of a quarterback than people either want to say or remember that he was.
In 21, they went back to the playoffs. Like he was on.
Yeah.
They were one Evan McPherson kick from going to the next round.
And then just the dominoes fell. It was just Gruden was gone. And then they just brought in, I don't know, McDaniels and just Bisaccia, and probably shouldn't have, honestly. If they probably should have given Bisaccia some more time.
Yeah, they missed on that one. But I like the Pete Carroll move. I think Pete Carroll and Gino is going to be a fun regime for the Raiders. I think they're going to have a good season. I think the Raiders are the second best team in the AFC West this year.
Bold take. I think Carr retires. He sits this year out. He gets healthy, and I think next year he tries to come back and go to a different team.
Yeah, I could see him pulling a Flacco, seeing if anybody's available. But
I just think he doesn't want to be with the Saints anymore.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. Ever since Sean Payton left, that team is literally a burning tire fire with dog poop in bags.
Yeah, I mean, and I like Kellen Moore. Like, I think he could be a fun young, next good head coach in this league possibly. But I think Mickey Loomis has passed his time.
No, he should have been gone when Sean Payton left. Like they really have screwed the pooch, so to speak, in that stadium. Yeah, it sucks. More fun NFL news though. We've selected our NFL kickoff game. Oh, by the way, it's flipped. That's going to be Cowboys at Eagles on Thursday. On that Thursday, December.
Yeah.
Semantics. But I've seen two takes today. One take is great quarterback versus even better quarterback. Rookie head coach versus Super Bowl winning coach. Elite defense versus up and coming defense. Good offensive line, decent pass rush versus decent pass rush. And I'm like, I love that. It's an optimistic take. I've always wanted to play the Cowboys when they're actually healthy. The last time Dak and Jalen squared off was, and both teams had healthy rosters, was I believe week 4 of 2021 when the Cowboys thumped us before they choked it all away. That was one of those games where like everything goes wrong so fast. You're just like, wow. But it's gonna be a fun September 4th. It's gonna be fun. Hopefully, I'm in a lot better spirits than I was with what was it, September 8th, 2018? It's also the day Mac Miller died.
Jeez.
Yeah, he died apparently watching. He died during the game apparently for Eagles Falcons.
Well, that was sad.
Yeah.
Wait a. Back to this.
Well, that's unfortunately the memory I put it in for that kickoff game. That and Shawn Mendes trying to perform at the opening ceremony, which is just weird.
Well, this will be a good game. I think it'll be a close game only because it's week 1. Everybody's going to be a little rusty, and especially this being a divisional game. I think the Eagles will win eventually, obviously, but I think it'll just be a little closer than it would if it was like later in the year when all the teams are fresh in their zone, warmed up. I just think about how that week 1 game where the Eagles almost lost to the Patriots, that one a couple years ago. And that's just an example of like every team shows rust in week 1.
Our last year we almost lost to the Packers.
Yeah. But on paper, everything is better in Philly. I mean, I'm taking, even if everything was equal, I'm still taking the Eagles because at the end of the day, the coaching is going to be better on the Eagles side. I trust Sirianni obviously more than I would trust Brian Schottenheimer. Brian Schottenheimer, I think, leads a serviceable offense, but I don't think it's amazing. You know what I mean? I think people focus on the name because of Marty Schottenheimer.
Sometimes the dad is not as the son's not as good as the dad.
No, father's got like 200 something career wins, I believe, as a head coach.
And you can blame the Spanos family for why that poor guy does not his career ended so abruptly.
There were some other games announced, by the way, so it's going to be Week 16. We got Packers, Bears, and Eagles and Commanders. That's a doubleheader. It's going to be fun. And then Black Friday.
Week 16 is Christmas.
December 20th, if you want to be exact, boss. But that's just me.
Ooh, Christmas is gonna be Thursday Night Football. Ooh, that's gonna be fun.
You guys, Jared, a lot of Eagles games being announced today. Bears and Eagles on Black Friday. That's gonna be fun.
Oh, I hate that. Black Friday's for college football. Stop it.
Yeah.
And then the Christmas game is Denver and Kansas City.
Yeah. Well, maybe
actually, you know what? Both those games were pretty fun this year. I'll take it.
And they did announce one Jets game so far. It's Jets and Broncos in London, Week 6.
How do you feel about
that? Do we know the Thanksgiving game yet?
I hate going to London. I hate going to London.
Oh, my God. I cannot wait. Last year sucked. The 3 games were terrible. I was miserable the entire time. I'm praying for give me Dallas versus I don't know, Kansas City. Give me in that game I hope both teams lose. Give me Detroit versus Green Bay, and for the night game, let me just throw a random one out there. Give me Las Vegas versus Tennessee. Give me Geno versus Cam Ward.
Wait, did the Titans play the Browns this year?
I don't know. Well, hey, it won't matter. She's already starting.
I know, but hypothetically. No, never mind.
It'll be Dylan Gabriel versus Cam Ward.
Oh, give me a break.
I'm sorry. He's a better quarterback.
I feel bad for Dylan Gabriel because his teammates keep doing the Shedeur Sanders celebration, and it's like, poor guy.
Well,
they do.
Like to adopt losing cultures. That's what happens.
Tennessee's going to Cleveland. Yes.
The
chance is there. The opportunity.
And Cam Ward and the Titans stomped them into the ground. All right. So we got to talk some NBA ball, boys. Crazy weekend that went down. So if you were living under a rock, we've covered the NBA playoffs actually more intently than we have in years. So Friday we had, of course, the Pacers were taken out by the Cavs, and the Nuggets outlasted the Thunder. Saturday rolls around. Timberwolves outlast the Warriors. Game 4 is tonight. Still no Steph Curry. And Celtics mollywop the Knicks. Sorry, Matt. 115-93. We go to Sunday, where the Thunder outlast the Nuggets. Series now tied 2-2. And the Pacers, it was not as close as it looks. It was like it wasn't like a 50-point lead at halftime or a 45-point lead at halftime, something insane last night.
Huge, yeah.
It was out of control. I literally watched the game for 5 seconds. I got back from Mother's Day dinner at my sister's restaurant, and Larry looked at the screen and said, nope, not worth it. I will find something else to watch.
Yeah, maybe next year, Cleveland. Maybe next year.
Yeah, I feel bad. I really do, because I think Cleveland is there's a great team. They just stayed to look at their outgun. So tonight, like I said in the opening of the show, we have the Warriors and the Timberwolves at 10 o'clock. That is, of course, game 4. Yeah, I'm not working tomorrow, so I'll probably stay up for 80% of it.
It's fine. I'll be asleep by 10 o'clock.
Right. And then we have Knicks and Celtics kicking off in 15 minutes. I will probably have that game on as well. Also, for you baseball heads, you have the Jared Kelsey series in baseball. Giants Diamondbacks kicks off tonight at FS1 as well. So a lot of fun sports. But all right, Timberwolves and Warriors has been a weird series. Game 2, we lost with no Steph, and we lost Ant for probably about a half a quarter, and he looked kind of shaken the rest of the game. had a great second half. Golden State was on fire, and Minnesota was still able to kind of hold them off. So game 4 tonight, hopefully Minnesota can take a 3-1 lead going back to Minnesota. Should be great to close it out. But listen, I got to give Golden State their flowers, man. They play hard. They play hard. Looney, Buddy Hield, Jimmy Butler. It's not a bad team. The problem is just Minnesota's more firepower. With Steph, this series would probably be 2-2 to after tonight instantly, or 3-1 Golden State. Probably not 3-1 because I feel like Minnesota still would have survived, but you get what I mean. That Minnesota got lucky that they lost game 1, but then Curry was out. So, but I do like the Boston-New York series. That's going to be interesting because if Boston can win again tonight in the Garden, we go back to Boston 2-2. Now it's going to get interesting. But if New York can hold them off tonight and get a dub, let the anarchy start. Let's get the chants going. I want the Reggie Miller choke emojis. I want Anthony Mason shoving Rick Smits. I want John Starks trying to punch somebody. I want all of it. I'm going to go watch Reggie Miller versus the New York Knicks if that's the series because I need to get in the mood for that. I think it's called Winning Time, Reggie Miller versus the New York Knicks. I love that ESPN 30 for 30. It's probably my 3rd favorite. 4th, it goes you part 1, you part 2, Fab 5, and then Winning Time, Reggie Miller versus the New York Knicks.
Yeah, this is a must-win game for New York. I know we're ahead 2-1 still, but the Celtics got momentum. They did what they've been doing the last 2 games. They take the lead for 90% of the season for the game. This time they had the lead the entirety of the game. But it's just the fact that we all know the Celtics are, on paper, they are the better team. And you can't give them the momentum because now that they won that game, everybody's like, all right, they're going to win the next 3 in a row and they're going to sweep the Knicks and that's it. And the one thing that they did really well was they adjusted. They made adjustments. Whenever they would struggle and the Knicks would start to catch up, they'd call some timeouts. They would set the tone. They would just slow the time down, get back and resurface and recenter themselves. And sorry, I think there's some breaking news. I'm pretty sure the Charlotte Hornets have the number 1 pick in the NBA draft.
Ooh.
No, they're in top 4. They're in top 4.
Oh my god, dude! You telling me I get to see LaMelo and Cooper Flag, woo, and Brandon Miller? Oh, that's a fun team, man. I'm buying tickets.
Oh, coming up as a top 4 reveal. They were picking.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
Who's the top 4 right now?
Hornets, Sixers, Spurs, and
Mavs.
Mavs. Thank you, Matt. Yes, Mavs. I know.
No Wizards.
No Wizards. No. The Jazz were fought with 5th.
Oh, so no. Dude, the NBA is totally rigging this one this year. They're totally doing it. They're like, we're keeping Cooper Flag away from any team. Oh man, dude, Cooper Flag going to the Spurs would be out of control.
I'm excited. Yeah, we're about to find
Cooper
out.
Flag going to the Mavs, dude. They say they're back, man. Like they completely reverted their entire franchise in 2 days. They got rid of lazy Luke and got a better white boy, at least effort wise.
Yeah. That's a solid prospect.
And body fat percentage wise.
Yeah. But ultimately I want to go back into the TD Garden with 3-1 lead, obviously. Even if we go in 2-2, like we'd been doing pretty well in TD Garden, so maybe – and the Knicks just do better for some reason on the road. They just can't close it out at home. So maybe that'll be okay for us, but trying to stay positive. This is a must-win game tonight. I want to see this team come out and score early. I want them to play solid defense for the entirety of this game. And Coach Tibbs needs to make some adjustments. I don't think it's crazy to say that if they get swept from here on out, Celtics win 4 in a row, that he may not have a job in New York. I don't think that's crazy to say. But he needs to be a little more competitive. He needs to make some adjustments himself. He's got a coach like his coaching tenure with the Knicks depends on it. But this is a must-win game for New York. They got to take game 4 tonight.
Yeah.
I just hope tonight we go back to Minnesota 3-1. Just even if Curry plays Wednesday, I don't care. Let's X this out quickly. Who cares? Like, I want to just put this away now because we're playing either Denver or we're playing
OKC.
OKC. Either series is going to be brutal. It's going to beat the snot out of us, and we're probably going to go into playing. If we beat either one we're playing, we handle business in these two series. We're going to Boston, New York, or Indiana, getting our head kicked in, and we're going to have to play like beat up. So just let's get this over with fast. I think Golden State, it sucks for them that they lost Curry because if they had Curry, this is a 7-game series. Without Curry, it's 5 or 6.
As soon as they come back, it's game 6. So as long as you guys win tonight, you guys should be fine. Unless
Nate, Timberwolves thrive. LeBron took a dive. Wolves in 5.
You came with that on the spot. I like it.
I only had 2 though. I should have done 3.
I know, but it's fine, boss. You chilling. But yeah, I mean, I think one thing I'll just mention real quick. Did not expect Cleveland to be losing by 50 at halftime last night, or Sunday to be exact. Yeah, Indiana.
They can play. We talked about it. They got so much firepower on that offense. And they can score. I got another one for you. Tatum's lame. Seasons are the same. It's just a game. Wolves in 5.
I'll take it.
Any shot I can take at Jason Tatum for being just a corny, lame dude, I'm for it. I listen. I love the whole thing with him and his kid. That's cool. I love that. Be the wholesome family guy. Stop trying to have like this bravado swagger. It's not you, dog. It really is not you.
Anything is possible.
Oh my lord! I think everyone in the NBA moans. It's like the teacher's pet winning like this like prom king. That's the kind of vibe it felt when the Celtics won last year. You're just like, oh, brother.
Y'all remember that Chiefs guy that was like how he wore like a wolf mask?
Yeah, Chiefs of Holland.
Yeah, so he was already sentenced to 17 and a half years of federal prison last year. And then he was just sentenced again to 32 years in Oklahoma State Prison for armed robbery, assault while masked, and removing an ankle monitor. So
my brother
he is
charges.
He is going to be gambling on. He's going to be gambling on commissary for the rest of his life with the Super Bowl with the Chiefs.
Man, poor Chiefs. Yeah, not poor Chiefs. There's no sympathy for them. They've won.
What do you all think about the Bengals' 2 first draft picks holding out?
That's not good.
Aren't they both Texas A&M boys too?
Stewart. Yeah. No, Scott didn't go there. Scott didn't go there.
Where'd he go?
I forgot.
Charlotte Hornets
picking 4. Oh, Matt, we're on the same.
Yeah.
Nice, Matt. Let's go.
Oh, Sixers picking 3.
Oh, poop.
Poor
like 5 seconds.
Chris is like rolling over. It's like, damn it, not again.
The Mavs have the number 1 pick.
Whoa!
Wow.
Well, now they moving now. They got their white boy of the future.
was cooking.
Wow.
Dude, they're always pissed. She's like, damn it. Now I got to tank even harder.
You know that GM of the Mavs is like, oh my God, there's going to be so much steam that's going to be taken off of me now. They're going to forget this next year.
It literally is probably looking like draft day inside their boardroom. It's like, we're not getting fired. Yes.
Bro, the Spurs are so close to getting number 1 again. Actually, holy cow.
They're going to get like Ace Bailey or something. Who cares? They're still going to be loaded. They had the rookie of the year this year. They had the rookie of the year last year.
They had a 1.8% chance the Mavs of winning the lottery this year, and they did it. That just goes to show nothing is impossible if you believe. And the Cavs.
If you're Jason Tatum, do not be corny.
Yeah. Congrats to the Mavs, man.
Yeah. Listen, you know what? Hey, listen, y'all had a rough last 3 months. But hell, you got rid of the out of shape fat white boy, and now you got the in shape white boy. And one is a little less punchable than the other.
Kyrie, Davis, and Flag.
Oh my lord, that's a great roster. And you know what thing is, don't they have a lot of cap space too? Because all you got is Kyrie and Anthony Davis contracts in the books.
Yeah, I think they're trying to bring some.
And they have 2 really good big men too, right? Besides Davis.
Gavitt's a free. I think either Gavitt's a free agent or he's gonna want to get traded because he wants starter.
What they the other guy? Name begins with an L.
Lively. Oh yeah, he's a fine center for sure.
So Lively at the 5, Flag at the 3, Davis at the 4, Kyrie at the 1.
I think Flag could be. Oh yeah, unless they do Flag at 4. No, Davis wants to play the 4. Never mind.
Davis won't play the 4.
Yeah.
So yeah, no. That's a long and very good defending team. Flag's outside game. He can play 3.
Defense.
You gonna PJ Washington at the shooting guard if you can't get a guy in off season. Man, Mavs are like instantly like an 8 seed now because the Grizzlies are terrible.
Shoot,
Flag it's the race. It's the race for who can win a chip first, the Lakers or the Mavs.
We'll win next year.
Watch the Mavs like our higher seed than the Lakers next year. Rob Pelinka is going to be like, I ripped this guy off. I have the blackmail, and we still lose.
No, we just need a center. That's all we need, man. We need some centers.
You need LeBron to retire, Pelinka to retire, Clutch Sports to take their hands off of the Lakers so you guys can actually build a legitimate roster with no player interference, and then you guys will be a dynasty again. Because Luka has the potential to be one of the best players in the league. He's always going to be top 5, but you got to build a team around him. And I love LeBron's talent, but I think the problem is that he's past that age of expiration, and the roster around those two, besides Austin Reeves, was bleh.
Yeah, that was
so.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Jared Vanderbilt! I'm quaking in my boots.
He was
like our backup power forward.
You know, he shot 38% layups.
Who is he, Angel Reese?
Oh, shit. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be mean, but she's terrible. I'm sorry.
I don't mean to be mean, but.
Like, she misses layups, gets it back, and then puts it up. Like, that's like stat padding at its finest.
It is totally stat padding. Like, Haley Van Lith is such a better player than she is, and it's hilarious.
All on the same team. Oh, shit. You can always count on Angel Reese to get 15-plus rebounds. It's just you can't count on her.
From her own missed shots. Oh my God. Dude. The WNBA. So somebody put in there a compilation the other day of delusional NBA players, and it was WNBA players, and it was just the funniest compilation of all of them having like their foot in their mouth, like bad moments on camera. My favorite was the whole Brittany Griner, DeMarcus Cousins one-on-one thing. And her own coach, Gino Auriemma, goes, I'm gonna go pull out my retirement fund and go put it on Boogie. And I'm like, oh my Lord. I'm like, your own coach told you to get bent. Listen, DeMarcus Cousins, when he was healthy, is a top 5 center in the league in the NBA when he was playing. He was out of control, man. Cousins was out of control.
The Pelicans had a good idea.
Weren't him and Ant on the same team too? That 2012 Kentucky team.
Ant?
No, sorry, Anthony Davis.
Oh,
the Brow and Cousins. I think we're on the same team.
On the Pelicans, yes. I don't know if they're
no. I think they were on the same Kentucky team.
I got you.
Or Boogie, or no, he would maybe on the same team with Michael Kidd Gilchrist. I can't remember. We're going back a few years. We're really testing my ball knowledge right now.
A little bit, boss.
2012 Kentucky Wildcats.
Is LeBron's other son in this draft, or is he too young?
No, he's an incoming freshman right now.
So next year he'll be eligible. So after this upcoming.
Oh my God,
technically he's eligible now, or sort of.
Yeah,
he's going to put him in. Yeah. They said he's better, right?
Oh yeah, Bryce is 1,000 times better than Bronny. Because Bryce is like what, 6'4", 6'5"?
Yeah, Bryce is a bit taller for sure.
And
Cooper Flag's nodding his head. Cooper Flag's nodding his head when they set the Mavs pick. Oh, he wants.
You know why? No state tax, dope uniforms, and every time a white boy gets drafted top 10, there they do pretty good.
Oh man, good for him though.
Hey, listen, man, I hate Duke, and Cooper Flag annoyed the hell out of me this year in the postseason, but you know what? Good for him.
Good for him too, yeah. And the Spurs are gonna be good too because they're gonna get either Harper or the other guy, Bailey.
Bailey. Dude, imagine Bailey. I can't remember the dude who's won Rookie of the Year for them. Harrison, right?
Castle.
Haslam.
Castle. Stephon Castle.
Castle, yeah, Stephon Castle. And then you have Frank whenever he's healthy again. Or not Frank. Sorry, Victor. Why do I call every French guy Frank?
Frank's hot sauce. I put that on everything.
Literally the most disgusting hot sauce of all time. Anyway, it's Crystal or it's Louisiana or what's the other one? It's like Lenny and Joe's or Stevie and Pat's or something like that.
Stephen Ed's.
That's the only other one I'll go. I can't do anything else. Stephen Ed's got like preservatives and like xanthan gum, which I can't do. It keeps it from separating inside the bottle, which is gross.
The best hot sauce is sriracha.
Overrated, but also delicious.
I'll take it.
The best is Louisiana hot sauce.
You know who's not overrated?
It's great.
Jordan Lawler. Congrats, boss.
Yeah, Jordan Lawler coming to the show, baby. They're finally sending out Garrett Hampson. Thank God. Everything in the game, the guy was terrible.
Wasn't he a Rocky?
I don't care. He can go back to the Rockies. They just fired Bud Black yesterday after losing 21-0 to the Padres.
They said he was the issue.
No, that franchise is the issue. And
What's
the
the
problem
record,
is the problem is every other team in their division figured out the system.
Except them.
Well, the Giants for now. Let's see how they are in June.
Yeah. Matt, what's the record again for Colorado?
7-33.
I wasn't from the original game.
They're on track for 12 and 1 20.
We're not halfway through yet. They're on track for like 18 and like.
Eesh.
Dude, they are so bad. They make the White Sox. Dude, like didn't the White Sox come to town and beat them?
I think so.
Oh no! Sorry. They play the White Sox in a few weeks, and I think it's like the MLB game of the night or something like that. It is awful. I kind of want to watch this game now between the two worst teams in baseball. Oh my Lord! Or give me my you know what? No. I want Miami Marlins versus the Rockies because at least Miami will fight.
Miami is disgusting, man. That team is terrible.
There's like 5 really bad teams in baseball this year, which is just sad. I feel bad for those fan bases, man.
Me too.
Dude, and you know what's dude, so they were talking about how like there was a video. So I was on my TikTok. This is the last point I'll make before we get off today. So I was on my TikTok yesterday. We're talking about how you have to visit Pittsburgh. It's like greatest ballpark experience in the world. On top of the fact their ownership legit is trying to tank their team for profit. Inside wink. But then it's like, come to Pittsburgh, they said. You'll love it, they said. And this dude's literally moving his seat at the ballpark and taking it off the hinges because it's so rusted. I was like, wow. That sucks. But that's all I got. Sucks that Paul Skeens had to go there. And then I think they have another great pitcher as well. And they got McCutch, they got Nelson, they got O'Neal Cruz, and they still can't win anything.
They got I think they got like a third base like rookie I forgot his name, but I think he's like a high profile rookie at third. But they also have Brian Reynolds and everything too.
And they still are going to finish 4th in the Central. So, yikes! All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is it. That is all for the Korner Booth Podcast. Shout out to our sponsors: Righteous Felon, promo code BellyUp for 15% off. You can also find your local gas station, and I believe most Stop and Shop locations in the Northeast. You can also find another sponsor of ours, my favorite dip alternative, Canada Dips. Promo code BellyUp20 for 20% off at checkout. And, of course, SeatGeek, the best ticketing app on the moon and planet Earth. BellyUp Sports for 15% off, $20 off your first purchase only. There are also restrictions, to make sure you read the fine print. That being said, ladies and gentlemen, hope you have a great week. Nate and Brian are back tomorrow with 3rd and 10 podcast. We'll be back Thursday with our first Korner Booth draft of the new offseason, as well as our game of things I'd rather do than Meme Bowl edition. Showboats versus Bahamas. All right. Folks, hope you had a great night. Hope you enjoyed the show. We'll see you Thursday. Check out all the rest of our shows, everything Korner Booth Pod. That's all social medias. And Nate, you got anything else?
Nope. That's all.
Right,
Go Giants.
Okay. All right. Adios. Peace. Congrats, Dallas.